Guten Tag, good friend. Willkommen bei Max Gamble Fernsehen. Sprichst du Deutsch? Ich spreche Deutsch stark für stark und das ist Mombasa Strand. Komm mit mir und abonnieren. Bitte danke. Die Wahlen sind heute. I hope you noticed that. So there is a ship that is just about to dock to the Mombasa port. A very beautiful day, of course. This is. Today we're coming live again from Mombasa, Kenya. This will be an investigative short of video along the coastal beaches of Kenya. So today our intention is to find you the best of beaches. So if very keen, you will notice that parents always bring their children here to have them a bath due to the health benefit associated to this very salty waters. So that was good. So let's get closer to the cultural event I was talking about. Level is getting higher and I've got to get back to the shore. Likoni was mainly dominant in terms of international tourists. So that's changed by the year 2000, where 2 years earlier, that is 1998, a terror group came terrorizing members of the public, which raised a security concern for most tourists. So the terror group was termed the Kaya Bombo. So what the Kaya Bombo did, they initially invaded one of the police stations. There was a ferry that capsized and a group of individuals to a list of more than 300, I guess, succumbed to that very incident. So later in the evening, the water shall have moved further to the shores of the ocean. It's not possible during the evening hours to walk past this place unless you're a super diver, like for my case. So local tourist visits Mombasa in a bid to have the best of beaches. So there's yet a narrative that most beaches are that dangerous. Dangerous in the sense that they are inhabited by a group of men known as the beach boys, who often take advantage of desperate young ladies. So in this video, we'll be getting through the entire beach shows to ascertain if this is the best of beach. So this is practically Shelly Beach. So what rumors have you ever heard of the beaches? Meanwhile, I'll be having you a story of Likoni in specifics. So dating back to that, it was 1998. 1998, there came an uprising of a gang terror group termed the Kaya Bombo. So the Kaya Bombo, what they did, so let's stop at that first. I'd like to have you informed that most tourists currently flocks Diani beaches, Nyali beaches, and Watamu. That is as at now. Though back in the while, Likoni was the tourist hub. So most tourists consider Likoni the best of beaches, as you can tell from the beauty of this beach. So Likoni was mainly dominant in terms of international tourists. So that's changed by the year 2000, where 2 years earlier, that is 1998, a terror group came terrorizing members of the public, which raised a security concern for most tourists. So the terror group was termed the Kaya Bombo. So what the Kaya Bombo did, they initially invaded one of the police stations within here, termed the Likoni police station. by its inversion, they managed to access the police armory, and guess what? These individuals managed to acquire given weapons to include guns and bullets, and managed to walk away with them. So these individuals had attacked the police station armed with crude weapons, with pangas, machetes, which are commonly used by the terror gang. So acquiring these weapons, they used them for a while to terrorize members of the public, shortly after which security forces were forced to step in, and they had to be flushed out. So during this time, tourism had been interfered with. None would consider visiting Likoni any further. So all along, if you walk past that end, you'll find properties that were owned by tourists, to include most of the Italians. The second story about Likoni is that of a tragedy. I can't remember the exact year that happened along the ferry. So the ferry is to that end. The Likoni ferry is to that end. Though initially there used to be two spots from which the ferry plied. So there's one at Mtongwe and there's one at Likoni ferry. So at the Mtongwe side, back, I remember the year. So there was a ferry that capsized, and a group of individuals, to a list of more than 300, I guess, succumbed to that very incident. So what happened? Normally, when the ferries individuals, it's got a specific capacity past which I guess it can't accommodate further. Though in this specific day, individuals, I guess maybe the ferry had given mechanical breakdown issues, though it's said that there was an overload for that specific day. So individuals were told not to overload the very ferry, though they insisted. Often there's always a hurry into getting past the ferry to the other end. So from that, the ferry was overloaded, and unfortunately the ferry got capsized. I'll be having an exclusive video of that. I'll be interviewing a few of the individuals to have us. So lately I've noticed several individuals who suffered from that very fate. We've got several widows within Likoni who claim that their husbands perished from that. So all looking clear, all looking good. I hope you noticed that. So there is a ship that is just about to dock to the Mombasa port. So the Mombasa port is to the right side, where the Kenya Ports Authority is stationed. So what happens here? So how I wish you can notice. I can zoom to have you a clear view of the ship. So what happens here? There are specific rules. That is to my third story. There are specific rules pertaining to the ship industry. So what happens? So once the ship docks from whichever country, it can't get to the Kenya port without a Kenyan captain. So in a short while, you'll be noticing the Kenyan captain being ferried, and past that point to the port, the ship has to be escorted under very high security. From there you can notice the flag. I guess that's the flag for South Africa. The flags shall be changed. The South African flag will be lowered, and the Kenyan flag will be raised higher. So that's much of the ship, all about the ship culture here. So the South African captain can't have whichever ship into the Kenyan port. It's got to be the Kenyan captain having it from that point all the way to the Kenya Port Authority. Of course, I've got a video showing you the headquarters of the Kenya Ports Authority is. So for now, for our third story, our fourth story, should I consider this a story? I've got to take you to that point. At that point, there is a traditional local cultural activity going on as at now. So the Digo people, so this place is mainly dominated by the Digo, two tribes, Digo and the Duruma. So the Mijikenda, that is. So the Mijikenda, I guess you know, form part of the Giriama, Jibana, the Shoni, the Kauma, the Digo, Kambe. So at Mombasa, the Kone part, the Digo and the Durumas dominate here. So the Digos and the Durumas have got specific amazing cultures that I'll be showing you in a short while. So come with me as we venture. So as we are getting closer to the shores, of course. As we'll be getting closer to the shores, if anyone considering visiting this place, there's a deal that you've got to, there's a trick that you've got to learn. So you've got not to walk past a place that looks bluish as at that point. So that's very deep, unlike here. So this is not deep considered to that. Another example would be that. So that's deeper. That's deeper. This is not deeper. So consider. I'd mentioned that as we walk along, we'll be in a position of determining whether this is the best, safest of beaches, activities that takes place here, and any possible dangers that are associated to this beach, Shelly Beach specifics. So let's have a glimpse of a few of the activities that takes place here. Sporting activities. As at now, you can notice a few children. So you've ever wondered of the best practices or best of adventure activities to undertake within Mombasa, Kenya and the shores of the ocean. So it's walking deep into the ocean shows you the best of experience anyone can wish for. So if you'd like to have such experience, this only happens in one part of the Indian Ocean shore, specifically Mombasa, the Likoni side. This beach is found in the Likoni side, so it's possible to walk through ocean shores. If you'd like to have such experiences, you've got to come here earlier than noon. Since past noon the water frogs. So there are several reasons that we mentioned that can explain why as at now the water level here, the water depth is lower here, unlike in the evening hours. In the evening hours, this place is totally impassable. You can't pass through this very spot as it's water, it gets waterlogged. A few fishes here. So which animal could be this? Deeper into the ocean, I hope you can notice people grouped into two couples. Everyone having an amazing adventure of his own. So I'd like to have you noticed on the best attire you should be having. Once you visit here, you've got to be firstly dressed in a short and maybe have some footwear. So we almost there. We almost there. So this ocean water is believed to be of great healthcare, skincare, that is. So the ocean water is believed to be gravitational moon pool, as we'd explained in our previous video. So it's believed that towards the morning hours, the distance between the Earth and the Moon is that wider, which about a lower gravitational pull. The water further then drifts deeper into the ocean shores. And past the evening hour, the gravitational moon pull is that high. That is to say that the water level, the distance between the Earth and the Moon gets lesser and lesser. So the graphs have explained that once it gets lesser and lesser, the water gravitation pull increases, which draws water closer to the shores of the ocean. So that's the best of explanation I can give to that. So as we get back, I'm going to tell you a little of stories about what I've heard of this specific place. Okay, towards that end, that is the Mombasa Island. That's where Mombasa town is. So Mombasa town, to be specific, is an island. It's surrounded by water. That's why you've got to go past the ferry to get to the mainland. And going past the ferry to the mainland, you get to Likoni. So this specific beach is at Likoni. So to the list of stories that I've heard about Likoni, we mentioned one of the stories is of 1998, moment in which Likoni moved to point of cries where just come up terrorizing members. The most affected individuals were individuals termed as Watu Wabara. So individuals who come from up countries and find Likoni the best of residential places. So individuals who are not locals of here, they were mostly affected. So the name of the terror group was termed the Kaya Bombo terror group. So Kaya Bombo terror group began by an invasion of one of the police stations within Likoni. So the police station is termed Likoni police station, where a group of men got into the police station armed with crude weapons, include pangas, machetes, and what transpired after that is that these individuals managed to attack the police station. They managed to get into the police station armory, from which they managed to acquire the police weapons, the very weapons of which they used to terrorize members of public. So I've tried to interview locals here who say that initially this beach was the most frequently visited by tourists. So compared to Nyali, Nyali is to that end. Nyali is to that end. So Nyali and Diani are Nyali and Diani show you the shocking revelations that what happens. So we are 500 meters to our destination. I hope you can notice activities that are taking place from here. So walking past the shores of the ocean, there are specific paths that you've got to go through. Failure to reach, and like you can see, so this spot is that deep compared to here. So there's a specific path that you have to follow while walking deeper into the ocean. So what I'll be showing you is a mystery that none of you has ever seen. Let's find out what we are actually talking about. From here, I guess it's still not that clear. So our destination is further. So those who don't believe this is water. Those who are not believing that we are walking into the deep ocean, the deep Indian Ocean. Because we are. So keep patient, walk with me. I know you won't believe what happens deeper into the shores of the ocean. So we already at around 150 meters from the shores of the ocean. All this place is a little bit of waterlogged as of now, though the volume of water isn't that high. So later in the evening, these places jina na wewe? Sasa twende basi. Oga wewe, mwoga. Twende. Godfrey, twende. Mwoga. So you've got to imagine that you've gone about 500 meters from the ocean shores, and again another 500 meters to the ocean shores, past the ocean. From our current location is the deep end of the ocean, so we can't get past there. So at this specific spot, I guess there are specific paths that you can follow. So let's go the easier contour way. guess it's not advisable to go past past where I've got to, so that will mean that I've got to retreat back, as the water level currently is drawing closer and closer. It's getting deeper, as you can tell from the water height from my legs. So shortly, what I was about to tell you about what happens here is exactly what's behind me. So what's happening behind me, as you can tell, groups of people, some of whom are doing commercial fishing activities, as you can tell from there, if you can notice that individuals fishing. However, to my right, you can also notice individuals going on with their adventurous activities. I can't tell what that exactly is, so we got to draw closer. So
position. That is Anya from UNESCO. Please come forward so that you let us know a little bit of what you do at the Marine Conservatory.
So basically what's happening here is an organization, the UNESCO program. So UNESCO, as you know, is a United Nations body, so that majorly deals with the environment. So what they're coming over here to do is to see into it that this beach is clean. So
ecosystem in the ocean has been damaged a lot in the last century due to pollution and overfishing. For today's project, we will clean up the beaches and stop plastic and other contaminants from entering our ocean and polluting it while making the beaches more habitable for animals. The best thing we can do is separate the trash and take them to be recycled at the right time.
The most part of polluting is the plastic. It takes many hundred years to disappear completely. It becomes just in small pieces, what we call microplastics. Every year, million tons of plastic ends up in the ocean. If we keep on polluting the way that we are doing today, the mass of plastic will be more than the mass of fishes in 2050. The plastic is also ends up on our plate. On a watch, we ingest 5 grams of plastic a week, or about a credit card worth of plastic. It's great to see so many people who come for helping clean up the beaches and therefore save our planet. Thank you very much for listening.